Hello, Internet. I am Lucius Tenen, fake name, obviously. So, what I'm starting to do is I am going to be putting up two different characters of any type of media. It could be comics, it could be anime, manga, what have you. And I'll put them up against each other, give you my personal opinion on who would win in a fight. So I would go over the backstory briefly, not in full detail. A brief backstory on the characters, and just give you my personal opinion on who would win and why. So starting off, we have the classic fights between Superman and Goku. So let's start with Superman. Superman was sent from Krypton as it was about to explode. His father was a brilliant scientist, realized that the planet was about to explode and kill everybody. And since no one would listen to him, he sends his only son, Kal-El, to Earth so that he could live on. Once he got to Earth, his ship crash landed in a farm in Smallville. So he got new parents after the incident, and his new parents renamed him Clark Kent. He lived in Smallville until he grew to adulthood and moved to Metropolis, where he became the superhero Superman. So he has since he is an alien, he is Kryptonian. He has a variety of abilities that originally came from the differences between Krypton and Earth. As being a bigger planet, has more mass, he was already stronger, and his muscles were built for Krypton, not for Earth. Earth being so much smaller than Krypton, he was able to do so many bigger feats with his adapted body. Later on, he was given more abilities, and it was explained that our yellow sun, the radiation from our yellow sun was absorbed into his cells, which made kind of like boosted him up to the point where he could do all different types of abilities. As the years progressed, he developed new abilities, some based from the old ones. For example, his heat vision is the heat that comes off when he uses his X-ray vision. So, such as the Super Flare is a more equipped version of the heat vision. The heat vision does take away a lot of power, so it would be obvious that then the Super Flare would basically take away all of his power for only a limited time, 24 hours. He eventually learned how to use it better in smaller doses, so he didn't lose all his powers. But that's the new Superman. No spoilers. I'm not gonna go into spoilers. Anything. I guess that would be no. That's not a spoiler. It's already been out for a while. So if you didn't know that, I'm sorry. But that's been out for a while. New rebirth event is doing a few different new things. I'm not going to go into detail with that for obvious reasons. That's spoilers for anyone who wasn't caught up yet, like myself. I'm not fully caught up with anything recently. I do follow, watch the YouTuber Comic Storian. You should check him out too. He does a lot of different. Reads off a lot of different comics and stuff like that. That's where I get most of my info on newer issues that come out. You can see I watch his videos and get a pretty good idea of what's happening. Now on to Goku, also an alien. He is a Saiyan. The Saiyans are a warrior race. They just basically go out, fight, and kill anyone on a new planet and conquer it for King Vegeta. Now, Goku's father, Bardock, is not super known, I would guess. He's he's more of a just a warrior, but he is seemed to be one of the most powerful warriors that they have in line. Um, so naturally with that, Goku came up to be very powerful himself. Not at the beginning though. When he was born, Broly was a lot more powerful, as obviously he's a legendary Super Saiyan. But Goku was sent off to Earth, first named Kakarot. So Kakarot got sent to Earth to invade, and since they are naturally warriors, Kakarot was very violent at first. However, he fell when he landed on Earth. An old man named Gohan, later known as Grandpa Gohan, found Kakarot, renamed him Son Goku, and while struggling with one of Goku's little temper tantrums, Goku fell and hit his head. Once that happened, it made him more calm, and I would guess it kind of like faded the whole Saiyan bloodlust out of his system when he hit his head. So he became Son Goku, very noble character. He learned from his grandfather a few martial arts, how to survive. Him being a Saiyan already makes him powerful, so it wasn't hard to survive. But the fact that he doesn't know how to use his abilities doesn't make it easier for him. Eventually, he learned from Grandpa Gohan's old master. I'm drawing a blank now. But he was taught more into detail. For example, he was taught the famous Kamehameha wave, which is not magic. None of what they do. Well, I'm trying to say none, because only the Z fighters themselves do not use magic. There are other characters that do, but not the Z fighters. So that includes Goku. Goku doesn't. No Saiyan uses magic. They use, Ki, I believe, or Chi, which is like a natural spiritual energy source, which they use to make into physical form and use to attack. So he started to, Goku's goal is to find the next strongest person to try to become better than they are, so he himself can become better, stronger. So that's his whole thing. He wants to become stronger and faster. That's what he wants to do. So by doing this, what he does is that he trains hard all the time, and whenever there's a threat to Earth, he protects Earth from it, and in the process becoming stronger and fighting this new threat. He has fought against many threats that were basically seemed unbeatable, impossible to kill, and Goku did give his part in defeating these people. Now, for the fight, I personally would have to say that Superman would win this fight. And it's hard for me to say that because I love Goku way more than I love Superman. But Superman, the same reason why I don't like Superman is the reason why he would win. Superman is overpowered. He has too many powers to count. He can do way too many things to be able to defeat Goku. Goku does have experience fighting countless beings that are deemed impossible to ever defeat, and he does every time. However, he does get help, and he does struggle with those people in order to defeat them. Superman, however, is on a whole different level. Superman is all about the should I do this, not the can I do this. So while Goku's factor is in I will do this, but can I, and train to achieve that, Superman is more of a I can do this, but should I? So the fact that he can do it, the fact that he has enough power to do this, any fight against anyone, that is going to be a harder point to go up against. So Superman does have his flaws. For example, the obvious kryptonite. However, Goku wouldn't have. Goku, to be fair, Goku is a bit of a moron. He's not the brightest. He's not the brightest person there. So he wouldn't realize any weaknesses, and if he did, he would try to avoid those because he wants to defeat someone in their best possible state. If the more powerful, then the better. So I personally would say that Goku would lose this match. Sad to say personally because I really love Goku way more than Superman. But to be fair, Superman is more powerful. He has no limits. He's just an endless source of power. He can just do basically whatever he wants. Goku could eventually get enough power and a new form, since he has so many different forms. He can go Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 4. Non-canon, I know, but still Super Saiyan 4 is in there. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. He can use Kaioken. There's a version of the Super Saiyan form that builds your muscle mass. It's not. It doesn't give you more power on top of what you already have, like all the Super Saiyan form does. It just amplifies your body. It makes you physically stronger. So it'll be more powerful in the aspects of you have more an energy source to use. You instead become physically stronger and faster. That would come in handy, and he does have it, but every single time that he uses any version of these, it does take away some of his power. Not power, but like it does make him a bit weaker. In a sense that his body can't take so many different forms one after the other. Superman, however, can if he had forms, if he had different levels, he could just do whatever he wanted. However, he does have a level that's unlimited. He has no level to go to. He just keeps on going. So that was my thoughts on this issue. I have a little more fights that I'm gonna do one after the other. If you want to see my opinion on the issue, on certain fights, leave in the comments. After I'm done with these ones that I already set to do, I'll look at comments more in depth and really look to which ones are very specific. If you want to see a specific fight, detail it as much as possible. For example, if you want to see Flash, but you want to see Bart Allen Flash, then say that specifically. Or if you want Batman, but you don't want Bruce Wayne Batman, since there are different, since every Robin except for Damian Wayne has been canon to be Batman at some point. If you want Jason Todd Batman, say that specifically. And the fight does go for whatever. Like you could give me Ben 10 versus Goku for it could be anything at all. So just leave that in the comments. I have a couple episodes. I have I believe I have 6 more to go. After that, I'll be looking more in detail into the comic section to see what fight you guys want to see. So that'll be just send me that. I'll be posting a few more fights. After that, tell me which ones you want to see personally. And yeah, so yeah, this is Versus. That's what I'm gonna call these fights. Obviously, for a reason, all Versus. My name is Lucius Tendon. I'll see you again next time.